YouTube, how you doing? Murph here, bringing you another product review. Today's review is going to be on the Ducky Feather. This is a newer gaming mouse put out by Ducky, and as the name would suggest, it is a lightweight gaming mouse. This mouse weighs in at 65 grams, and it actually achieves that weight by using minimal perforations. There's not any perforations on the top of the mouse like you see in other competitors like the Glorious Model O. There's just a few larger perforations on the front and back of each side. And this mouse is 124 millimeters long, and it's got a pretty flat shape to it. There's not that much of a hump in the back. And what's good about this mouse is it's really good for just about any type of grip type, whether you are primarily palm grip or claw grip, or like myself, I kind of use a hybrid between the two. This is going to accommodate pretty much any kind of grip type. Now, people with larger hands should not have an issue with this mouse, but it's really made more for smaller to medium-sized hand types. I know people with larger hands who do have success using this mouse, but I would say it's probably built best for people with medium-sized hands, and people with smaller hands are probably going to be able to use this just fine as well. Just talking about the design and build quality real quick. Again, you can see that there's no kind of perforations on the top of this mouse. It's a very clean look. You do have those side perforations that are going to help with weight reduction. And the overall build quality of this mouse is very, very solid. There is no bend or flex or creaking or anything like that anywhere on this mouse. The back plate is solid. The side plates are solid as well. There's no kind of play on the bottom base plate. They went with an overall very solid and very clean design. You can see the Ducky branding right there on the back. Because there are no perforations, they were able to add an LED logo in the back there. And you have some LED accents on the scroll wheel. And unlike some other mice with the perforations on the side, there are no LEDs on the inside of this mouse. So you don't get any kind of that RGB LED glow through the sides there. This mouse comes with a very high quality paracord style cable, so there's no kind of cable mod that you might need to make on this mouse. The cable that's used here is very good. And one of the coolest features about this mouse is very subtle, and that's that if you look at the mouse here, you can see that the cable actually exits at a slight upwards angle. It's about an 8-degree angle. And what that does is lifts the cord off of the desk right in front of the mouse, so there's less friction there. And it's also an optimal angle if you use a mouse bungee. It's a very good angle because there's no pulling on the front there, because it does exit at the top. It's really an optimal angle for using any kind of mouse bungee or anything like that. Now, this mouse does have your two typical buttons up top, as well as a scroll wheel. You can click that scroll wheel in as well, and it has 4 buttons, 2 on each side. This is a true ambidextrous mouse, so if you are left-handed, you can use this mouse either way. There is no software option for this mouse, so all LED functions are going to be controlled by the mouse hardware buttons themselves. And if you're going into ambidextrous mode and you're switching from right to left hand, it can be a little confusing on how to do it. It's best to have the manual nearby, but you essentially hold in the 6th mouse button right here, and in some combination with some other buttons on this mouse, you can kind of swap the buttons around. But again, without a software option, that's all going to be done using the buttons on this mouse. That's really one of my only cons about this mouse, is that there's no software option. Unfortunately, that's just something Ducky does. The only Ducky product that I'm aware of at the moment that has a software option is the Ducky 12 TKL. For whatever reason, they haven't brought that software option to other keyboards, and certainly not their mouse. Hopefully that's something that they bring to their Ducky products down the line, but for now, that's just not an option with this mouse. Now, this mouse uses the Pixart PMW 3389 optical sensor, which is a very popular sensor. It's a very good one as well. A lot of HyperX mice use that, and there's other mice that use that sensor. It's a very good one, and it can track up to 16,000 DPI and has no jitter or anything like that. So it's a good sensor to have in this mouse. On the bottom here, you can see there are switches for the pulling rate. This does go up to 1000 Hertz, which is good. By default, it's set at 500, but I would recommend just go ahead and flipping that down to 1000. And then liftoff distance, you've got low, default, and high. I'm leaving that at default at the moment. I've noticed that for me, in my case, there's really not a lot of difference between low, default, and high. I haven't really been able to notice that much of a difference between the three. But if you're someone that likes a higher or lower liftoff distance, then that's an option for you as well. Also on the bottom here, you can change your DPI settings, and that little color LED right there will tell you kind of what DPI setting you're at. It also comes with this quick start guide, which will tell you, depending on what color is on that LED marker, what DPI setting you're at. On the bottom here, you can see that it has 4 skates as well as a skate there in the middle. And it actually comes with not only extra skates if you need them, but it comes with larger front and back skates as well if you'd like to swap those out. I think if I made this my go-to gaming mouse, I would probably swap in these larger skates, but there's nothing wrong with the default skates that are on here. It's very smooth, especially on this cloth mouse pad here. I've got no issues, and the skates are very high quality. Now this mouse uses the Huano blue switch, which you can actually see inside there. And those are very good switches. You can hear how tactile that is. It's very clicky, and I can tell you that using this mouse, it feels very good to click on. The scroll wheel as well is very smooth, and it has individual bumps in between. It's not one of those infinity scroll wheels where it's just particularly smooth. It actually has individual steps in there, which I prefer on my scroll wheels. And overall, the mouse quality is just really solid. If you're looking for a mouse that's just very well built and looks good and performs very well, I highly recommend this one. And if you are left-handed, this is going to be a great mouse for you as well because of those side buttons. So if you're looking for an affordable gaming mouse, I would definitely recommend giving this a look. There's really almost nothing bad to say about this mouse at all. If I had any gripe about this mouse, it would be that Ducky really needs to add software options to their mice and keyboards. I'd love to have a software option to switch between the ambidextrous mode and adjust the LED functions and all of that. And I wish it came in more colors, at least black and white, if not other colors as well. Currently, it only comes in black. So if you have white peripherals or any other kind of color peripherals that you're trying to match this to, it could be difficult, but ultimately it's a very, very good mouse. And that pretty much wraps up this review. I hope you guys found this video useful. I'll put a purchase link in the description down below. Also, if you guys want to join my Discord server, I'll put a link to that as well. You'll be notified of any new videos that I post up when I go live on Twitch. And if you guys have a question about this product or any of my videos in general, you can post that in the Discord as well. And of course, if you guys have any questions or comments about this mouse or my review in general, make sure you drop them in the comment section down below, and I will make sure to try to get to those as quickly as I can. YouTube, we'll catch you later.